Now, what we're looking at here is the refresh for Mazda's small SUV, the Mazda CX-5. And I can see right off the bat that it's borrowed some cues from the refreshed Mazda 3 and Mazda 6, which I think are attractive looking cars. And it keeps the black on black Mazda interior. You might be able to find other color options, but most Mazdas I see have black interiors. And yeah, it looks like a Mazda, but a more updated Mazda, which I guess you should expect. Let's get started. They didn't really update too much with the instrument clusters. I mean, it's still basic white on black. Nothing too funky like digitized stuff. Most cars now use digital odometers and things like that. But they keep it basic with this Mazda. I'm not sure if that's a trim issue. Maybe if you go up to a higher trim, you'll get a digitized thing. I mean, you even have the old-fashioned knob for your trip reset, you know. Most cars now put that as a function of the wheel somewhere, but it's old school with this Mazda 5. The wheel is wrapped in kind of a leather material, but it's that loud material. Still not as bad as the Chrysler and Dodge, but it's pretty loud. You know, some leathers or whatever this material is don't make any sound. I think this is like a fake leather. I think that's why I could be wrong, but some of them are just loud, and I don't really care for that loud thing. It would make me want to put a steering wheel cover on it myself personally. On the wheel, you have, you know, volume controls for radio, phone, and cruise. The big Mazda logo staring you in the face. Zoom, zoom. This is like a soft material, but it's durable. It feels almost like maybe if you grabbed a football. Imagine a football without the little bubbles on it, or whatever you want to call it, the skin, the pig skin. So some of this material is kind of easily damaged, but this seems like it could take a few scratches without showing up and looking ugly, which is nice. This is unfortunately, well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I point out the soft touch materials because it seems like when you pay more for a car, they'll throw in soft touch materials all over. But it's not really that big of a deal, I guess. Just something I look out for. This is kind of, it feels like it's a real thin layer of something, but it's pretty hard. I think it's just like a plastic, but you know, you can kind of, it's got a little give to it. But it's not bad. Down here is a soft material for your arm. You know, you got your locks, window, power window, and side mirror controls on the door with a matte chrome accent for some decoration, for some pop to it. Looks like you have a collision detector, or maybe that's to help back into parking spaces, whatever you want to call it. Not sure what this means. I think that's for, I know that's like a tire pressure warning. Maybe you can set the certain PSI you want before the warning goes off. And you know, I think that's traction control right there. Why would you want to turn that off though? These are your high beam controls and your rear wiper and windshield wiper controls on this knob. Pretty standard. Down here you have your climate control knobs. They're laid out nicely in a row. You can adjust the temperature, the fan speed, and the position of the fans. You know, USB controls down at the bottom, and SD card slots for flash cards and everything. That's unusual. A little tricky to get it back in there though. There we go. Nothing too busy down here. You can adjust your drive mode. Looks like you can go for a more sporty driving experience. I know you can't see because of the glare, but you have your driving gears, standard stuff. Do I really need to point that out? I don't think I do. Parking brake. These are controls for your screen almost like that Infinity that I reviewed a couple videos ago. We'll get to that in a second. And I think you can push your radio. Yep, that mutes the radio. The mute. Down here. Nice touch. Large cup holders. Little compartment there for whatever. Your armrest is tough material, not too soft. And you open it, and you have we don't need to see that. That's for your cup holder. Something about an ashtray cup. We don't condone smoking. Yeah, this is like your change holder. It's popped out of place right now, but I don't want to take time out of the review trying to figure that out. But it's a pretty deep armrest compartment, so you can pop some DVDs and CDs in there or whatever you got going on. There's the door from my side, so you can get the full view. The seats are not leather in this trim, and textured with 3 bumps, kind of like a cloth material, but a tough cloth material. So that's about it. Now let's get to the screen. This knob, I'm pretty sure operates. There you go. Let's see what we got. Applications. You can navigate everything with simple turns of this knob. I love it. You know, left and right goes up and down. When you push down on the knob, it enters into the menu screen option, so you can see what's going on. I was wondering if they had an easy way to back out of it, but it looks like this button takes care of that. To go back to the previous menu. Yes, intuitive design. I love it. Kudos for that. Here's your radio. You even have an HD radio. For those of you not familiar with that, that's a new format of radio that's taken over. I think that's like AM, FM. Now they up to HD sound quality on the radio stations. Check your local listings. You got all your adjustments built in here, of course. This navigation is so easy with this little setup down here. I really appreciate this. Y'all could take a cue from Mazda on this design. Well, other cars have it too, but I think this is still one of the most easiest setups. I think even out of other cars that have this design. Well, this Mazda is not equipped with the navigation system. So, if you want the Mazda navigation, you're going to have to put it in part of your vehicle package, which I'm sure will add to your price. But yeah, everything you need is real easy to handle while you're driving, thanks to this knob setup that I really like. You can get right to the radio with this button. The home button takes you to the main screen. And the nav button would take you to your navigation if you had that. And back goes right back to the top menu. Real good design on this. Nice job, Mazda. I really like this. I really like this setup, and I think other people should take note. Other automakers. It's not too overly complicated, and it's just real. I like the way it feels. The knob is just the right size, and it has a nice response as you turn it and push it. It don't feel too mushy, you know. It just feels right. I don't know how to describe it. The buttons too. The buttons have a nice click to them. As you push them down here, they have a nice response. So yeah, this is a nice little setup on the screen. The CD player right up there. Thumbs up. I like that. Here's your glove compartment. Let me hop in the back and give y'all the shot of the full console and talk a little bit more about this car or SUV. Well, like I said, it is a small SUV, so it's not going to be the roomiest, but I'm okay. Got a little bit of space, not too much. Got your nice plush compartment back here for whatever you want to put back there. So it's all black, pretty basic. Nothing really interesting back here besides, you know, this fold down compartment for cups for the passengers. So let me get right to the center console shot. It's not the roomiest SUV, so there's really nothing else to show back here. It's pretty basic looking, you know. The black on chrome is nothing unusual, and the screen is ducked off, and it's nice looking, but it's just not outstanding. So don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. Some people can be intimidated if they see too many buttons and too many screens. This is just enough for somebody who wants those features like the screen and everything, but not something that would overwhelm them. So the design is okay, not too bad. This back compartment is where it really shines. You can see that room is nice. A lot of room back there. The trunk space is one of the highlights of this model. And you can fold those seats down to create even more room. Good job on that, Mazda. Thumbs up. So I've been driving around a bit, and I got a couple things to say about the drive experience. First thing is the engine is kind of loud. Kind of a loud engine. It also has a hollow feel to it as you drive it. Some cars just feel hollow, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but they don't feel sturdy and soundproofed. And, you know, this feels like one of those cars that's kind of hollow. The acceleration is good, though. It actually accelerates better than that Jaguar I took a look at last time. Yeah, see, zoom zoom, Mazda, baby. The engine is loud, though. Did y'all hear that? But the gas kicked in right away. I mean, that's a shame. The acceleration on this CX-5 puts the Jaguar to shame. That's not to say that it would beat a Jaguar in a long-term race, though. You know, once the Jaguar gets going, you'll probably get smoked. Anyway, it handles the curves nicely enough. It handles it like a bigger car. You know, it's a crossover, I'm pretty sure. But it's not that bad. Just a little stiff on the turn, just a little bit of stiffness. I'm impressed with the acceleration, though. That engine noise is kind of irritating. I can't lie. It's got a loud engine, and you'll hear a lot of bumps on the road. It's got, you know, it's just a noisy vehicle. I don't know how else to describe it. You'll hear not really wind noise, but you can hear the road. So it's not too quiet. So that's kind of a downer. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a pretty good package. I love the design of the menu system. It's got some quality feeling materials, but you know, it's not top of the line. It's a basic consumer SUV. The cabin space in the back is huge, and you can fold the seats down as well to create even more space. And the drive is exhilarating. It's just loud and noisy. So overall, I think the Mazda CX-5 is a solid little SUV. If it just wasn't so noisy, I would probably score it a little higher. But as it stands, I would give it a 3.9 out of 5. It would get a solid 4 out of 5 if it wasn't so loud, but I got to bump it down just a tenth of a point for the noise. But the intuitive design of the menu really saves it. And the drive, the acceleration is great. So take a look at it. Just test it out for yourself. It is in sport mode, so maybe that's why it was so sporty. That's what this knob did, by the way. You can adjust it, sport or economy. I had it in sport mode, and it felt very sporty. Solid SUV. One of the better options, I think. So I would recommend it. If you can buy some earplugs. Nah, I'm just joking. It's not that loud. Anyway, I'm out. 2016 Mazda CX-5. Good job, Mazda.